Hey guys, this is Erica here with Online Training Shop. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, we talk about real strategies for building wealth and growing your income. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. If this saves someone from a $100,000 mistake, drop a like. It genuinely helps us reach more people who need this information before it is too late. We truly appreciate every single one of you. Now, before I get into today's topic, I need to say something important up front. This subject hits close to home for a lot of people. This video is not about shaming anyone's passion or telling you that what you love does not matter. I believe deeply in education. I believe in following your curiosity. And I believe that the purpose of learning goes far beyond just making money. But I also believe in telling you the truth. And the truth is that we are living in a moment where the cost of a 4-year college degree has never been higher, the student loan crisis has never been more severe, and the job market has never been more directly impacted by artificial intelligence and automation. So today I'm walking you through 10 college degrees that are the most financially risky choices heading into 2026, based on employment data, average salaries, AI displacement risk, and debt-to-income ratios. I will also tell you what alternatives exist for each, because the goal is never just to criticize. The goal is to give you better options. Let's get into it. Before we get to the list, let me tell you exactly how I am evaluating these degrees, because I want to be transparent about the framework so you can make your own informed judgment. I am looking at 4 factors. First, median starting salary and mid-career earnings relative to the average cost of the degree. If you are taking on $80,000 in debt to earn $35,000 a year, that math is brutal, regardless of how much you enjoy the subject. Second, employment rate and job market demand. How many graduates actually find jobs in their field? And is that field growing, flat, or shrinking? Third, AI and automation displacement risk. This is particularly relevant heading into 2026. Some fields that were stable 5 years ago are being rapidly disrupted by artificial intelligence tools that can perform core job functions faster, cheaper, and at scale. And fourth, the availability of lower-cost alternative paths to the same or better outcomes. If you can achieve the same career result without a 4-year degree and without the debt, that changes the calculus significantly. A degree that scores poorly on multiple of these factors is what earns a spot on today's list. And I want to be clear, there are people who thrive in every field I am about to mention. Exceptions exist everywhere. But we are talking about the average outcome for the average graduate, and those averages matter when you are making a decision that will affect your financial life for the next 20 years. Degree number 1 is fine arts. And before the art lovers in the comments come for me, hear me out. A bachelor's degree in fine arts, painting, sculpture, printmaking, ceramics, typically costs between $40,000 and $120,000 or more, depending on the institution. The median starting salary for fine arts graduates is approximately $35,000 to $40,000 per year. Mid-career earnings rarely exceed $55,000 for those working in art-related fields. And the majority of fine arts graduates do not work in their degree field at all. They work in retail, food service, education, or other sectors that did not require the degree. The employment rate in fine arts occupations is also low and has not improved significantly in years. And while AI cannot replicate the emotional depth of genuine artistic expression, it is rapidly commoditizing commercial art, illustration, and digital design work, reducing demand for entry-level creative services. Here is the alternative. If you are passionate about visual art, consider a graphic design degree or a UX design program, both of which offer significantly stronger job prospects and starting salaries in the $55,000 to $85,000 range. Or pursue fine art independently while building a marketable design skill set. Many successful artists support their creative work with design careers that pay the bills and fund their passion. Degree number 2 is philosophy, and this one requires some nuance because a philosophy degree is not entirely without value. The problem is the standalone undergraduate philosophy degree with no clear professional path attached to it. Philosophy graduates develop exceptional critical thinking, logical reasoning, and argumentation skills. These skills are genuinely valuable. The problem is that the median starting salary for philosophy majors is approximately $40,000 to $45,000, and the degree itself does not qualify you for most well-paying professional roles. Many philosophy graduates go on to law school or graduate study, but law school is expensive and the legal job market is itself increasingly competitive. The AI displacement risk here is also real. Entry-level roles that hire philosophy graduates, content writing, research assistants, junior analyst positions are being hit by AI tools that can produce written content, conduct research, and summarize information at a fraction of the previous cost. The alternative: if you love philosophy, consider pairing it with a practical double major in computer science, economics, or political science. Or pursue philosophy as a minor while majoring in a field with stronger direct employment prospects. The thinking skills transfer. The employment outcomes improve dramatically. Degree number 3 is communications, and this one is tricky because communications is one of the most popular majors at universities across the country, which means a lot of people are going to have feelings about it. Here is the reality. A communications degree is extremely broad and often teaches skills: public speaking, basic writing, media literacy, interpersonal communication, that employers increasingly expect as baseline competencies rather than specialized credentials. The median starting salary for communications graduates is approximately $38,000 to $45,000. And the field is highly competitive, with a large number of graduates chasing a relatively limited number of well-paying entry-level roles. The AI displacement risk in communications is significant and accelerating. Content writing, social media management, basic copywriting, press release drafting, all of these functions are being partially or fully automated by AI tools in organizations across every industry. The alternative: if communications is your passion, pursue a more specialized version of it. A degree in public relations with a focus on digital strategy, a marketing degree with data analytics coursework, or a journalism degree with a multimedia specialization will give you a more differentiated credential in the same general space. Specificity wins in a crowded communications job market. Degree number 4 is fashion design, which is one of the most romanticized fields in higher education and one of the most economically challenging. Fashion design programs at respected institutions cost between $60,000 and $200,000 for a 4-year degree. The median starting salary for fashion design graduates is approximately $38,000 to $50,000 per year. The industry is highly competitive, geographically concentrated in a small number of expensive cities, and increasingly dominated by fast fashion conglomerates that prioritize speed and cost over the kind of artisanal design work that most fashion programs teach. The fashion industry is also being significantly disrupted by AI-powered design tools that can generate trend forecasts, produce design iterations, and create pattern variations at a pace and cost that human designers cannot match at the entry level. The alternative: if fashion is your world, consider fashion merchandising with a business focus, textile technology, or fashion marketing, all of which offer more direct employment pathways and better starting salaries. Or apprentice directly with a designer or brand while building your portfolio, which in fashion often matters more than your degree anyway. Degree number 5 is hospitality management. And this one may surprise people because the hospitality industry is large and the career paths are real. The issue is not the industry itself. The issue is the return on investment of a 4-year hospitality management degree specifically. The median starting salary for hospitality management graduates is approximately $38,000 to $48,000 per year, which is modest given that many programs cost $80,000 to $150,000 for 4 years. The career progression in hospitality is also heavily experience-driven, meaning that someone who starts as a front desk associate and works their way up through hotel operations often ends up in the same management role as someone who spent 4 years and significant money on a hospitality degree. The AI and automation displacement in hospitality is also real and accelerating. Check-in kiosks, AI-powered customer service, automated reservations management, and dynamic pricing systems are reducing the need for entry and mid-level hospitality management roles. The alternative, if hospitality is your calling, consider starting in the industry directly through entry-level roles and pursuing certifications. The Certified Hotel Administrator, Revenue Management certifications, and event planning credentials that signal specific competence without the 4-year price tag. Or pair a hospitality interest with a business or finance degree that opens doors across multiple industries. Degree number 6 is the General Liberal Arts degree, and I want to be careful here because liberal arts education has genuine intellectual value. The problem is the general, undifferentiated Bachelor of Arts with no clear specialization or career path. Employers increasingly struggle to understand what a general liberal arts graduate brings to a specific role. The degree signals intellectual curiosity and general academic ability, but in a job market that is more competitive and more specific than ever before, a credential that cannot be easily translated into a job title or a skill set is a liability. The median starting salary for general liberal arts graduates is approximately $36,000 to $42,000. Many graduates spend their first several years in roles that do not require their degree and do not build toward a clear career trajectory. The alternative, if you love the breadth of liberal arts education, pursue it, but at a lower cost institution and with a clear professional development plan that runs alongside your academic one. Build internships, certifications, and skill credentials into your undergraduate years so that by graduation, you have both the education and the evidence of professional capability that employers are looking for. Degree number 7 is criminal justice, which is one of the most popular majors at American universities, and unfortunately, one of the weakest performers in terms of return on investment. Criminal justice programs attract students who want to work in law enforcement, corrections, or the legal system. The issue is that most entry-level law enforcement positions, police officer, corrections officer, border patrol, do not require a 4-year degree. They require a high school diploma or associate degree, physical fitness, and passing relevant examinations. Students who spend 4 years and $60,000 to $100,000 on a criminal justice degree often find themselves competing for the same entry-level positions as candidates who have no degree and significantly less debt. For higher-level positions, federal law enforcement, criminal investigation, forensic analysis, the relevant advanced credentials are typically master's degrees or professional certifications in specific forensic disciplines, not a bachelor's in criminal justice. The AI displacement in criminal justice administration is also growing, with predictive policing systems, automated case management, and AI-assisted evidence review reducing the need for some administrative and analytical roles. The alternative, if law enforcement is your calling, pursue it directly. Join a police academy, a military branch with law enforcement tracks, or a corrections training program. If federal law enforcement or legal work is the goal, consider a degree in forensic science, psychology, or law with a more direct pathway to those specific roles. Degree number 8 is religious studies, and this one comes with significant respect for the intellectual and cultural importance of the subject matter. Religious studies programs explore theology, the history of world religions, comparative religion, and ethics. The content is genuinely enriching. The employment outcomes for standalone religious studies graduates are, however, quite limited. Outside of academic positions, which require advanced degrees and are themselves increasingly scarce, and ministerial roles, which often do not require a specific undergraduate credential, the degree does not translate cleanly into most professional job markets. The median starting salary for religious studies graduates working in non-ministerial roles is approximately $35,000 to $42,000. Graduate school in theology or religious studies leads to careers in academia or ministry that are fulfilling but not typically financially rewarding. The alternative? If religion, ethics, and philosophy are your intellectual passions, consider pursuing them as a double major alongside social work, counseling, psychology, or nonprofit management, fields where those interests translate into meaningful and employable professional skills. Degree number 9 covers anthropology and sociology, and again, these are intellectually rich disciplines that produce genuinely interesting and important research. The challenge is undergraduate employment outcomes. Anthropology and sociology graduates develop strong research skills, qualitative and quantitative analytical abilities, and deep understanding of human behavior and social systems. These are valuable skills, in theory. In practice, standalone bachelor's degrees in anthropology or sociology face a difficult job market because employers often do not know how to categorize them or what specific role to assign them. The median starting salary for anthropology graduates is approximately $36,000 to $42,000. For sociology graduates, approximately $38,000 to $44,000. Both fields are heavily graduate school oriented, meaning the undergraduate degree is often just a stepping stone to an expensive master's or doctoral program rather than a direct pathway to employment. The alternative, the research, analytical, and behavioral science skills developed in these programs are extremely valuable in fields like UX research, market research, data analysis, public health, and social policy. If you are drawn to anthropology or sociology, consider pairing the subject matter with data analytics coursework or a public health minor that makes those skills directly applicable to a growing employer market. Degree number 10 is journalism, and this is perhaps the most significant on the list because the journalism industry has undergone the most dramatic structural disruption of any field in the past decade, and that disruption has only accelerated. Newspaper newsrooms have shed more than half of their staff since 2008. Local television news budgets continue to contract. Digital media outlets have hired aggressively and then laid off aggressively in waves. And generative AI is now being used by news organizations to produce routine news summaries, financial reports, sports recaps, and weather coverage. Precisely the types of entry-level assignments that journalism graduates have traditionally relied on to build their early careers. The median starting salary for journalism graduates who find work in the field is approximately $35,000 to $45,000. Many graduates do not find work in journalism at all and pivot to communications, PR, or content marketing roles that value the writing skills but did not require the specific degree. The alternative, if storytelling and investigative work is your calling, consider whether digital media production, data journalism, or multimedia content creation, with a specialization in video, audio, or data visualization, gives you a more viable path in the current media landscape. Strong writers who can also produce video content, analyze data, and build an audience independently are far more employable than traditional print journalism graduates. Let me give you the complete list one more time before we close out. Fine arts, philosophy as a standalone degree, communications without specialization, fashion design, hospitality management, general liberal arts, criminal justice, religious studies, anthropology and sociology, journalism, 10 degrees that carry the highest financial risk heading into 2026, based on starting salaries, employment rates, debt-to-income ratios, and AI displacement risk. Now here is the big picture truth I want to leave you with. This is not an argument against education. It is an argument for intentional education. The question you should be asking before you commit to any degree, and certainly before you take on significant debt to pursue it, is this: what specific job will this degree prepare me for? What does that job pay? And is the income I will earn sufficient to justify the cost and the time? If you cannot answer that question clearly and confidently, that is a signal to pause and do more research before you sign. And if you are already in one of these programs and wondering what to do, you are not stuck. You can add minors, certifications, and skill credentials that significantly improve your employment outcomes without starting over. You can redirect your graduate school plans toward a more applied field. You can build a portfolio, gain relevant work experience, and create evidence of capability that employers value more than your major anyway. The degree is a tool. Use it strategically. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Do you agree with this list? Are you studying one of these degrees right now? I read every single comment and genuinely want to hear from you. If this video helped you or someone you know make a more informed decision about their education, please share it. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. I am Erica, this is Online Training Shop, and let's get to work.